from Day-Day, who's live at the podium.
Definitely got to find a sense of urgency. It's not there, and it's showing in the results.
What needs to happen to find it, I guess?
I don't know. Just got to chip away at the things we need to chip away at. We know the things that we need to correct. We just got to go out there and do them.
They had 38 free throws tonight. I know fouling has been an issue for you guys. Jordan, I mean, this is Jordan's first time going from playoffs to regular season. He mentioned the difference in physicality and having to almost readjust to regular season basketball. Is that something?
I mean, it's definitely different. You know, when you're playing, playoff basketball, it's not necessarily that you get away with more. They just call it differently. And so the regular season, you know, they call it a lot tighter, especially at the beginning of the year. And so I think we're seeing a bunch of that. But in saying that, we still have to, you know, we got to make the adjustment and be better at the things we know we need to be better at.
You guys, maybe more than ever, have like guys who want to get their own, like almost everywhere on the roster, you know, especially with the young guys coming up. Steve seemed with shot selection was maybe an issue tonight, or has been. What are you seeing offensively right now?
I think our offense is killing our defense. And, you know, whether it's floor balance, whether the ball doesn't move and, you know, guys get stagnant, it's the two ends aren't connecting. And in order to be a great team, those two ends have to connect. We've all seen good offensive teams, great offensive teams that don't play defense, and they usually go home. And so we got to connect those two ends of the floor, and right now we're not doing that.
You know, Drew, we keep hearing that, you know, correcting these issues will take time, but what are things that can be done in practice next time you guys are on the practice court to, you know, take another step forward in correcting those issues?
Well, I think it's, number one, identifying the exact issues that we want to correct. The reality is you can't correct every issue. It's impossible. There's too many issues on any team to try to correct every issue. But what you try to do is you try to correct the things you see more of. You know, so if we see a bunch of this, then you want to kind of figure that out. If you see a bunch of that, you want to figure that one out. And so I think for us, it's pinpointing the things that are really hurting us. You know, some things that's hurting us, they won't beat you, you know. And so you don't worry as much about those. But the things that are hurting us, that's beating us, we need to pinpoint exactly what that is. And once we can pinpoint exactly what those things are, then we can go in and figure it out and what we need to do.
So you're still in the figuring out process, I guess.
Oh, we're definitely there. It's a different team.
Yeah.
And so, you know, still got to figure some stuff out, but we will.
All right, coming up, our Toyota drive ahead as we look
JK.
to the second matchup between the Warriors and Heat. It'll be two matchups in 6 days. Warriors heading down to South Beach. We'll preview that game coming up. Easily, the over hit. And now the Pistons, we mentioned this in the pregame show, 26-1 now against the spread in its last 27 games as an underdog. And the over is 13-3 in Detroit's last 16 games at Little Caesars Arena versus Western Conference foes. For more intel, check out NBCSportsEdge.com. Now let's hear from Jordan Poole, who had himself a ball game in the Warriors loss.
Yeah, we just got to pick it up. A couple of the guys, Vez, talked to the locker room about our urgency and, you know, how we need to get it together. So it's definitely a point of focus.
Did they talk pregame or you talked post-game after the ball?
I mean, whenever we don't win a game, we talk about what we need to fix. Whether it's from the previous game or the game we just played. So it's something that we kind of been harping on a little bit. But, yeah, we need to fix it, and we definitely will.
They shot 38 free throws. I know that's kind of been a trend. I mean, was that one of the talking points, just the way you guys are fouling?
Yeah, we're trying not to foul. You know, I think we take pride in playing physical defense, and some of us are coming from playing physical defense at the end of the last season, so we kind of got to figure out what's the middle ground. Try not to foul while still being aggressive. So it comes with reps, comes with time. we'll fix it.
What allowed you to get going the way you did in the third quarter?
Just being aggressive, taking some open shots, playing my game.
You seem to be kind of referring to like the physicality of the playoffs and like readjusting back to regular season basketball. That's been an adjustment for you?
I wouldn't say just for me personally, but I think you see the level of physicality at the end of last season. And I think we got comfortable playing with that type of physicality, and then we gotta get back to, I guess, playing regular defense. So, I mean, it comes with it, and we'll fix it. We know we will.
How have you felt as a leader of the second unit that was extremely different than last year, is also much younger than last year's second unit?
How do I feel like in terms of?
Just we've been talking a lot about needing more communication, helping guys like James, Moses, Jonathan take on bigger roles, new guys like JaMychal and Dante get familiar with the system. You are kind of one of the lone key rotation players from last year and this year as well. How have you bridged, I guess, or tried to bridge just some continuity between everyone?
Just trying to incorporate them with the team like everybody else. We're throwing a lot of different rotations out there. It's early on in the season. We got a lot of different looks, but just trying to see who does what they're good at, what they're comfortable at, where they can get their actions. Just gaining chemistry all around. It'll take a little bit of time. Even the second unit that we had last year, it wasn't like smoothly right off the gate. You know, it took a little bit. It took quite a amount of time for us to just, you know, kind of start playing comfortably together, and we're figuring it out. You know, guys are figuring out their roles and where they get their shots and their rotations. So you got to stick with it.
All right, that was Jordan Poole. Had himself a game, 30 points,